Hello, my name is Bart Rickard, Manager of Customer Enablement. In this video, we're going to go over the steps and tools you can use to check your work once you've finished all of your event prep. For instance, you've created pairings, you set your course and tees, you set up your tournaments, everything is set up. At this point, we highly suggest checking your work using these 3 steps for every event. By checking your work using these 3 steps or tools, you will remove any chance of having any issue on the day of the event, any surprises or incorrect scores or incorrect leaderboards. So it's very important to go through these 3 steps and get in the habit of using these tools for every single event. The 3 steps and tools that you can use to check your work are the pre-play audit, the handicap analysis, and the random scores. So let's first use a pre-play audit. And what the pre-play audit is, it's basically a checker of red flags. And it'll go through the entire setup of your event and look at the pairings, the tournaments, the players, the handicaps, and it'll go through and see if it can find any red flags, any things that may be incorrectly set up, some things that something may be wrong. It's a great quick way to check all of your work to make sure there's nothing that we see that could be incorrect in the setup. So to do that, go to Rounds, Pre-Play Audit of Round, and what we'll do is we'll run that checker to make sure to see if anything is pulled up. And you'll see here we went and audited these tournaments. The tournament setup, there is nothing, no red flags, nothing out of question. Divisions, flights, and teams, all good. Your round profile, all good. It passed the test. However, if you look up, you'll see edit pairings, something fails. There was some type of red flag. And if you see here, we'll say a foursome 3 contains a player playing on a different side of the course. Well, that's obviously something you do not want to do. So if we go to Rounds and we go to Edit Existing Pairings to see where this mistake is. And we'll see here, Barbara Rosenberg is accidentally set off the west course when everybody else in the field is on the east course. So from there, we can correct our mistake. And again, the pre-play audit is a very easy, quick tool to use. And to learn more about it, you can simply search our knowledge base by searching pre-play audit. The next step in checking your work is using our handicap analysis. And to do that, go to the Rounds menu, Handicap Analysis. The handicap analysis is where you can go to analyze and look at how every single player or team's handicap was computed using the course handicaps. So this is a great tool to use if you have a question by a player or an assistant professional, fellow assistant professional, on how the course handicaps are computed. So to do that, simply go to the handicap analysis. It'll be broken out by tournaments. We've got a best ball of 4 tournament and an individual stroke play tournament. So if we click at the best ball play of 4 tournament, we'll see a summary on how the course handicaps were created. They're using 90% and we're using an 18-hole scorecard, and T-slope and relative rating has been used. So we're using Rule 3-5. Scrolling down, we'll see we can click on any of these players' names to see what their course handicap is. So we'll see Ann McCann, her index, the T, the rating and slope being used, all the step-by-step math. So this is a great way to see and make sure the course handicaps are being computed exactly how you expect them. So this is a very useful tool. Now, one thing I can show you here is you can always adjust the course handicap or override the course handicap if you like. So maybe, for instance, Ann McCann, while we say she's a 14 course handicap, we are going to make her a 15. In that case, we will simply override there. So again, handicap analysis, very quick, simple, easy tool to use that could save the day. The final step or tool we'll use in checking your work is entering random scores and testing the leaderboard. And this is perhaps the most important step because this will give you the final result, the final look of your entire setup. And it will give you absolute certainty that your event is set up correct. To do that, go to Rounds, enter scores. And of course, we don't have any scores entered yet. So what we'll do is we'll click on Random Scores in the bottom left and we'll say OK. And we'll click Test Leaderboard. Random scores have been populated for all of your players, and now we are running and scoring the leaderboard to give a final leaderboard. Now the leaderboard has been run with the random scores, and you'll be directed to the leaderboard where you can see scores. You can expand on the players to make sure the handicap strokes are being allocated where you expect them to be. You can see, make sure there's The course handicaps are correct for all the players. And again, this will remove any chance of surprises on the day of your event. And we'll look at individual stroke play, and we'll see Barbara Rosenberg is a 37 course handicap. One final step that needs to be taken after you've tested the leaderboard and confirmed everything looks correctly is removing the random scores. So go to the rounds, go to enter scores, click clear random scores, and all the scores have been cleared. So you've completed all 3 steps in checking your work, all very quick, efficient ways to check your work. Everything looks good. Now you're ready for game day. And that concludes our presentation on the process to checking your work. Good luck with your events.